there. Welcome to the show where ex-evangelicals watch and talk about TV shows and movies.
The ones we weren't allowed to watch as kids because, Satan and stuff.
I'm Donovan.
And I am Zach, and Jesus stole our movies.
So let's do our best to not get our little Christmas present given to us by our dad wet and create multitudes of the same evil little creatures and steal this movie back.
I can't talk about not getting stuff wet, sir.
I
don't have that problem.
Welcome back, y'all. That's how we get started.
That's like fucking Rainforest City Jones over here.
Rainforest City Jones. I thought that was one of the funniest things I've ever heard in my life. Holy shit. Rainforest City Jones.
I can't take credit for that. It's not my joke.
I don't care. You applied it to the situation. It's partially yours. But
Jonathan, how
yes.
the fuck are you, mate?
I am good, my friend. I've missed you, buddy. How are you?
I'm phenomenal. It's been far, far too long.
Yes, like a galaxy which has got stories of Skywalkers in it.
Way too many stories of Skywalkers.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. You're picking up what I'm putting down.
An entire galaxy full of human beings and aliens, and we have to worry about these fucking assholes.
And then when they're like, "We're gonna move on from the Skywalkers," they're like, "Psych." Then they give us a whole movie about Han Solo, and everyone's like, "I ain't watching that shit." So it's what it is. Anyway, we're here. We're back, and we're here to talk about an amazing movie like we usually are. Well, not usually. We've had some misses.
We had some adventures along the way, but it's been a while, and I hate that it's been that long.
Me too. But life gets in the way, my guy. We got a lot of responsibilities, as the Rugrats like to call it.
My city, my city. I can't do Serge Tankian's voice.
Oh, no.
Responsibilities. And my city.
No, I can't do it either. You probably do it better than I could, for sure.
Eating seeds is a pastime activity.
What do you always say to her? What do you always say to her?
Ah! Like, okay, dude.
And the slice from the tablecloth.
Father! Dude.
We've already descended into madness.
Yeah, but what?
We are here.
Huh? We're watching what film are we watching today?
We are here to talk about a wonderful little piece of nostalgia and classic cinema titled Small Soldiers. That's right, guys. One of the greatest films from the late 90s, early 2000s. I can't remember the exact year. Do you have it offhand?
98.
Hell yeah, brother. I was 7 when this came out.
1998.
Oh my God. I remember watching this on VHS after we picked it up from Blockbuster. That's wild.
Funnily enough that you mentioned formats, because this movie was actually released on Laserdisc. And that's Japan exclusive, which is very interesting. I don't know why Japan was manufacturing Laserdiscs of films as late as 1998, but I don't think anything else was going on Laserdisc this late.
That's true. It's weird that that's the case because I also saw that this was the last PG-13 movie that was released in a clamshell, like in the VHSs, like those white clamshells.
Sure.
Yeah, this is the last PG-13 movie that was ever released on one of those.
Oh, wow.
So this is closing out some really big moments in time. That's weird. Yeah, directed by the one and only Joe Dante, the man who gave us Gremlins, the film I was referencing earlier. When the guy over here decided to start talking about freaking vaginas being moist, making it worse with that word.
All I could think when you said that, don't get the pack. I got my package wet, Daddy. I'm like, oh my God.
It's getting worse. Oh, this deal keeps getting worse all the time.
I don't know about Gremlins, man. I don't think I've seen Gremlins all the way through ever. I think we might have to watch that around Christmas time.
Oh, that's one of my favorite Christmas movies. That's one of those ones I'll watch maybe multiple times a year. I have little mogwais around my monitor as we record this. I love that movie so much.
I think I was not allowed to watch that because The Gremlins are obviously demons.
Oh yeah, for sure. No, I didn't watch it till I was much older, but I am obsessed with it now. I've shown it to my son when he was like 6, and
Mhm,
he freaking loves that movie. Every time we watch it, it's like he's rediscovering it for the first time,
mhm.
which is adorable. Because then he just becomes obsessed with Gizmo again for like 4 days.
Oh, I've seen Gremlins mostly,
hmm
but I've never seen Gremlins 2,
That
which
one's bonkers, and it's way more fun, but it's not better. The first one's like way better of a movie. The second one is just like, okay, we're gonna just kick back with some popcorn and just enjoy ourselves and giggle. It's good stuff. I mean, Christopher Lee's in it, hamming it up a lot. It's so good, dude.
yeah, him and Joe Dante are homies. Were homies, I guess. Um,
But actually, they're probably still homies because he probably communicates with the dead. And speaking of communicating with the dead,
yes, okay.
that was a segue. Let me just zip
Wow,
by
wow,
really quick.
wow. Damn.
Speaking of communicating with the dead, we missed Halloween together, buddy. We had plans that we were going to try to do. We were going to watch some movies that we're not going to mention because we're probably going to try to still pull those off. But guess what I found while I was out on my little escapades for Halloween?
I don't know what you found, but I will maintain that Halloween season lasts until Thanksgiving. To
Oh,
me,
see, this is where we
these
clash.
these motherfuckers out here put
You
Christmas music on
watch your mouth.
on on November the 1st, dude.
Yeah. What of it?
I will walk to the station. I will wait outside, and I will push somebody down, and then help them back up because I feel bad that I pushed them down.
Watch the first person that walks by is an elderly woman that's just super nice to you. And she's like, "Oh, hey there, handsome." And you're like, "I have to live up to my word.
I have chosen this course, and I must maintain it.
I will apologize after this."
What did you find?
I found an Ouija board with an obscure little weird planchette with the numbers 700 carved into them. Isn't
Do
that
what?
odd? Yeah, right. So I figured that we try it today on the
What is seven
show.
zero zero?
I don't know. Maybe
Seven.
it's the
Oh, let's go, dude. I don't even know what you're talking about. I have a guess, but
so I figured I'd wait to try it on the show. Let's try out this little Ouija board real quick.
oh my god,
So
dude,
let's
what is gonna happen?
I'm gonna ask you some questions. Are you here with us? It moved over to yes. That's weird. And let me ask you. I'm really fast at this. I'm gonna ask you
Okay.
really long questions, but I'm gonna
Are
move my
you
hands fast.
supposed to do that by yourself? I
I
thought you were.
don't know, man. We're just gonna try this out. Will
Just make sure
you?
you say goodbye before when you're done.
All right. Will you use me as a vessel? Oh, say yes.
Okay.
Okay. Let's see
So
how
we're
this
talking about
goes.
Waterfall City Jones over here. Vessel indeed.
Will you be my vessel? All right, let's see what happens. Well, it said it's asking questions back. I let go. Do you accept me? Yes, I do. Yes, I
Oh
do.
my
So let's see
god.
what happens. Oh, I'm blacking out, Zach. Something's happening.
Oh god. Oh no. Sound of it.
Oh,
Oh god.
hello there, little
Mm.
buddy. It
Jesus.
is I, the ghost of Pat Robertson. Y'all fell for my trap. I left my planchette in the cemetery. Hello, Zachary.
Hi, hi, Pap.
Have you missed my dulcet tones, my friend?
Uh, yeah. How's the
Allow me to
hereafter been?
serenade you. I love you, baby. And if it's quite alright, oh pretty baby. How ready for a City Jones are you now, my friend?
Uh, I drive in the Gobi Desert,
Son of
baby.
a bitch. All right. Well, I'm here anyways to talk about a movie I've seen.
Oh
And
dear
it's
God.
called, I'm going to start a new little tradition on here. It's called Mr. Pat's Movie Minute. So I'm going to give myself
I
60 seconds
oh
starting
dear God.
to in 5 seconds to describe a movie I saw. It's called Men. Here we go. In five,
Oh, geez.
four, three, I got ahead of myself. Two, One. Okay, so there's this movie where this lady, she's married to a guy, and she gets into a fight with him, and he goes back and he slaps her, and she's like, "Fuck this, I'm out," and she leaves, and he tries to follow her, and he either jumps out the window and dies, or he slipped. No one knows how for sure. So then she goes on a vacation to get away from it all, and when she's there, she meets a guy, and he's kind of weird. Then she meets another guy, and he looks just like the same guy, and she meets like five other guys, and they all look like the same fucking guy. She doesn't know why, but then it's like, is this a metaphor for her being slapped and once she gets assaulted, she sees all men as the same? Or is this some kind of weird, like, psycho thriller kind of thing? You don't ever really find out. Oh shit, I only got 20 seconds. This is a long movie, too. So then it turns out that there's some kind of weird thing going on. It's a psychological thriller because, like I said, she was assaulted, so she sees all men as the same. But then at the end, she gets assaulted by the guy one more time, this guy she saw, and he gives birth to a baby out of his penis. And then that baby gives birth to a baby out of his penis too, and another baby comes out of that penis, and then it turns out the baby that came out is her husband, and he says sorry, and then her friend picks her up from the cabin, and that is the movie Men. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk.
Wow.
Hey, Zach.
Thanks, Ghost of Pat Roberts. Are you okay?
What?
That seemed. Are you okay?
I'm good, dude. What are we? The
Are you?
planchett's still in my hand. What
That
happened?
seemed. That seemed kind of Were you? You don't remember any of that?
No, man. My hand's bleeding though. I was gripping this thing really fucking hard.
Um, I don't know how you might feel about this, but you were commandeered by the ghost of Pat Robertson, and he
I
explained the he explained the plot of the film Men to us. Which okay, I thanks, buddy.
He made me watch that a couple of days ago. He commandeered me as a vessel before, and he was like, "We're gonna watch this or some whatever." I can't do his voice well. He made me sit down and he made me watch this whole goddamn movie about a guy who gives birth out of his penis. So it was weird. I
You
recommend it
and
though.
Ghost of Pat Robertson regularly just chill all like that.
Dude, I have no control over when that guy just fucking pops out. It's like Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde to a degree, you know. So
One moment you're just a nice man from the Midwest, the next moment you're a horrible monster.
yeah, grifting, racist old
Drifting.
man. Yeah, my kids love it when we're reading Green Eggs and Ham, and I just like, I do not want them, Sam. I do not want them. I'm back, and I'm like, fuck. I
Back
got
for me on the grave.
uh, let's get back to the things that we are here to really do. Talk about this film. So before we jump into it, I did the usual, and I looked up some stuff about this movie. And did you know that our good friends over at Movie Guide were here to give us some nice little tasty bits, as they usually are about this film?
I love a tasty bit, baby.
You want to guess what they gave the review? I mean, they gave the movie star like negative or star wise.
Give me a bowl of the tastiest bits. Tasty bits, now with gravy. I'm gonna say they gave it a -3.
Oh, you're really close. You want to give it one more shot?
-4.
Nope, went the wrong way, dum dum. -1.
Really? It wasn't that bad. Oh, I thought they would have been all over this.
Dude, I thought it was gonna be like a -14 or something because of the violence, but then you got to remember it's like kind of like America, baby. So they're like,
Yeah. Ugh. Oh,
So when I visited our good pals at movieguide.org, they thought they could say things like, though the action involves toys and shows no bloodletting, Small Soldiers employs some of the same tactics found in the most horrible war films, including many obscenities. The toys are unrelenting, fearsome, and sadistic. They cause great harm to Abernathy and Fimple families. The special effects are admirable, but it seems that every summer the writing of summer action movies gets more and more cliched and dumb. While having some moral elements of trust and protecting family, the movie seems to gloss over violence in the media and violence with toys and games. And for content, we got the wonderful things like pagan worldview of combative toys. I don't know how that makes sense. Does that make sense to you?
where's paganism? There's nothing spiritual or there's nothing like
I don't know.
ethereal or occult about any of this.
Preserving family trust and familial love. Okay. 13 obscen 13 obscenities, mostly mild, 3 profanities, and numerous vulgarities and name calling. Heavy and sometimes scary action. Toys knock parents out with sleeping pills.
That was actually a big controversy. They
Was
had
it?
to, yeah. I think that was the reason they had to make it PG-13,
Oh my God, really?
or some sponsor tried to pull out or something.
Humans fight back. No sex, no nudity. Brief alcohol by parents. No smoking. And miscellaneous immorality, including stealing, former rebellious behaviors implied, and some eerie images of mutant female dolls.
Oh
That's
yeah,
right.
they were nightmarish. It was really great.
Yeah, they were. But that's what our good pals over at Movie Guide have to say. So, you got any comments on that, or are you ready to jump into this film?
ChristianAnswers.net
Mm-hmm.
gave this. So there's a bad review on ChristianAnswers.net about the rebellious kids. Of course, you got to have, like, rebellion is witchcraft, right? You got to have rebellion.
That's what I thought as soon as they were like, I was expelled. I was like, oh shit. Some kids aren't allowed to watch this now.
Okay. So ChristianAnswers.net had a couple of reviews that people were fairly disparaging about the movie, but it's mostly because no one has media literacy.
Is that the one
So
where people are allowed to leave their own reviews and they go off of
yeah.
that? Okay.
Mhm. So there was obviously mention of rebellious children and swearing and the violence. Um,
Inherit in the system?
and but like they overtly mention that. They mention that like everything is violent and they want to sell kids violence. It's like you're not paying attention to the text. Like they literally say, this, we have perverted this man's toy line on purpose and mixed it with another one because we want to sell kids violence.
Yeah, it's
And
a
it
whole
makes it
part.
the fault of the corporate overlords, not of anybody, you know, that is like a decent person. You know what I mean?
Right. Hmm.
So, did you watch this film as a kid?
I did. I watched this because my dad was a big Tommy Lee Jones fan, and it was kind of like what I was saying, where with the way it was kind of marketed and everything like that was like pros, like soldiers are great. You know what I mean? Even though they were kind of the, so my dad was very much America, yeah, kind of dad. So it was just like this looks like it'd be a good thing for kids like your age to watch and stuff, which I'm not saying it's not, but that's why it slipped under the radar for him. You know what I mean? Because I don't really see many problems with younger kids watching this movie, especially as long as they watch it with an adult if they have questions, maybe, you know.
Yeah.
But not to get ahead of what we're doing here, but yeah, were you allowed to watch this as a kid?
Oh no, no, no way. I think we've talked about it briefly before, but my dad
Mm,
had this idea that this movie was on purpose, like disseminated to familiarize kids with like the grotesque and thinking that monsters and hideous creatures are the good guys, where like the U.S.
wow.
military and order is the bad guy. Which, spoiler alert, uh, they kind of are, but the and I guess I mean as I'm watching it, I can kind of see what he's saying because like I said, media literacy. I would imagine that my father could watch this and say, "Oh, well, they are making a point about how violent and horrible the U.S. military is, and like, the military-industrial complex, and turning your soldiers into mindless killing machines and all that kind of stuff."
Yeah.
So, like, of course, and of course, demons and the devil are the grotesque, right? So you want to make sure that the kids think that the devil and demons look cool and are nice guys, so you can get them to like Satan more because some puppets were cool in a
Yeah.
movie, which is insane. Like that's like I said before, that's a legitimately like weirdo Alex Jones type of
Yeah.
shit. I have no idea where my dad got that kind of stuff from. So I don't think,
Yeah.
as far as I know, I don't know if he listen to that or like listen to Bill Cooper. It's like public access stuff, like, but that was like shortwave. Bill Cooper was like way, way more underground.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure. Have no idea where he got some of this stuff, but it was circulating in our church. Like,
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. That in our the where we grew up and stuff, that doesn't sound so far-fetched. Like unfortunately, those thought processes and stuff. There's ways that as you were saying it, I'm like, I could see how he thought that. Just even as you were saying, you were justifying it a little bit to yourself while you were watching it, because like we were so conditioned to believe things in that way. And my dad did that with other movies. I think I mentioned it before that my dad did that with Shark Tale and had like thought that it was about the gay agenda, you know? And I was just like, what the fuck are you talking about? It's just things are weird like that with people in the church, and that's the reason we're doing this.
Everybody's got an agenda. There's always some dark, shady menace at the edges of your perception, waiting to make drag you down into iniquity. And it's just very, very silly and dumb.
Yeah, and the main reason always falls back on them just basically not believing in the same thing as them. And once that
Right.
happens, you're a piece of shit. How dare you? That's not okay. That's like the antithesis of the whole thing, isn't it? You just don't
Right.
believe in the same thing and then you're a piece of shit because of it. And that's so horrible. I mean, I know it's black and white to put it that way, but that's it. That's it. Anyway, are there just horrible people? Maybe that's it. There's horrible people.
Well, that's the thing, right? There's no such thing as a cosmic good and a cosmic bad. There's no such thing as the binary of good and evil. There's just people that do awful things and
Yeah.
people that do things that help other people and support the human condition. Like greed, you could, if you have to, you could say greed is evil. The act of hoarding wealth where while children die, or people die of cancer, and you could literally just save the world with a couple clicks of a mouse. Um, that's I could say that's evil, but that would also be very cartoonish and making everything a story, right? Things are not a story. Everything's not a story. People are people. You're just a greedy asshole.
Yeah.
That doesn't
I
make you evil. That doesn't mean like you're talking to the devil or twirling your mustache. That just means you're selfish enough to not give a fuck that people are starving and you could save the entire world by just clicking a couple mouses.
Well, see, the way I look at that though is like I like making the world cartoony because the world sucks. So I'm gonna make it as cartoonishly and devilish as I can, and that motherfucker's evil.
But then you see where that gets us. You know what I mean?
You get some Lex Luthor like types out here.
Yeah, we're our entire culture has kind of degraded into everything's a binary between good and evil, and you're the good guy and you're the bad guy. Is it bad guy shit to drag people screaming from their vehicles? Yes.
Yeah.
Is it bad guy shit to like run up in hospitals and steal people from their jobs and run into daycares and steal children and daycare teachers in front of their, people? Is it bad guy shit to completely ignore the rule of law? Absolutely. But that doesn't mean that the devil did it. You know what I mean?
I get where you're coming from. I
It's just
feel
the
you,
thing.
Doug.
Just be people follow shitty orders, and the orders come down from assholes who, if you want to say there is a cosmic evil, that cosmic evil is man's inhumanity to man. I suppose. I don't know.
I hear where you're coming from. I feel you, dog. I feel you, dog.
But puppets, though.
But
You know what I mean?
puppets.
Well, puppets, though.
Right, we're getting really deep into the trenches of this like philosophy of man shit, and it all stemmed from these puppets are evil, so they're making you feel like the devil's okay.
It's so fucking weird. Like, why are we? Ugh, grow up.
All
You have
right.
nothing else to think about with your time. You know what I mean?
Correct.
They're action figures. Somebody's trying to sell you a toy. The real evil is greed.
Now wait till I tell you about the Oompa Loompas and how they support demons. That's why they're orange.
Oh my god. All right.
They got
So
great tans from being in hell.
they got tans from being like literal slave labor because Willy Wonka purchased them.
I wasn't gonna go that route,
Uh,
right, Zach? I wasn't gonna say it's an allegory for slave labor because that's what it really is. You
Willy
took it.
Wonka is not such a baby face now, you guys. Hmm.
Oh, you mean you thought he was when he was straight up murdering children in his factory?
So,
I made that girl full of juice. Go freaking squeeze her to death.
God. So what was the public reception to this movie? Did it like they made their money back and a little more, and it
Yeah.
wasn't like a super hit or anything, but like,
I remember when I was a kid, it was pretty popular. There was like I saw a couple of kids in my school with like Chip Hazard backpacks.
oh yeah.
I think I really wanted a lunchbox with with who is it? I can't remember his name now. Archer. I really wanted an Archer lunchbox that one of my friends had. So I remember it was kind of big. I don't think it was like fucking Tickle Me Elmo huge though,
Hmm.
or
Yeah.
Cabbage Patch Kids huge.
See, I don't know because I got when did it, how old was I when this movie came out? 11, 10, 10, 10 or 11? I don't know. But
Hmm.
like we didn't have so I wouldn't know because we didn't have cable until I was like mid 11. So I don't think I would have saw commercials for this on TV or whatever. But I remember like the Burger King Happy Meal toys were a huge deal.
Yeah.
It was advertised everywhere. Like it was one of those huge media blitz kids movies.
Yeah. Burger King got flack for that too, because they're like, this
Mhm.
movie was super violent. Why'd you do that? They're like, well, our bad.
We're going to talk about how violent the movie is in a little bit and
Mm,
mention something that the director said, that the studio actually came to them and came to Joe Dante and said, "Hey, we got to tone it down because it's a little
yeah.
too violent." Because he went into it being told that this should be a movie for like older teens,
Right.
so feel free to just go wild with it. And
And
there's no like,
the Gremlins director is like the perfect dude to do that.
yeah,
Like, think about it. That movie's like weird, really weird and out there. It's got some pretty dark moments with like the mom fighting the fucking gremlin in a blender, like
yeah, good
filleting
one.
his ass, and the other
That's
one's in the
all.
microwave exploding.
Mhm. Yeah, like that's cool.
It's amazing.
Globotech Defense Systems. In a secret lab, the world's most advanced military microprocessor has been created. But the Cold War is over. For Globotech to survive, new markets must be found. Now, all that power has been placed into the brain of a fighting machine unlike any known to man. They made it strong. They made it clever. They made it small. They made a mistake.
Commandos, attack!
I'm talking about toys that are so smart, when kids play with them, they play back.
Chip Hazard reporting for duty.
You put munitions, chips, and toys?
Big action.
Oh my god, I'm having an aneurysm.
Big trouble. Last chance, scum.
Oh, yeah?
Big movie.
They might be.
Defective, what are you packing, Tiny?
Packing you. Small soldiers.
You'd have to be crazy not to be scared.
We open on tense strings and marching snares as the title card dissolves into a proper 90s PR reel, complete with extremely serious business lady voice, whose shoulder pads you can hear through the microphone, declaring that the company Globotech uses high grade military technology to augment daily life. And that's totally cool, totally a good thing, and nothing could possibly go wrong with it.
Nope, nope, nope.
They introduce Globotech's CEO, Gil Mars, and it's good to see that even in the 90s, a smarmy businessman screams bad news. If only anyone had any media literacy, we may have avoided destroying democracy just by paying attention to this movie.
Mm.
Cut to a helicopter landing, and a wild David Cross appears, playing a character named Irwin, shuffling papers and hurriedly packing up, bemoaning the arrival of the aforementioned smarmy businessman. Irwin meets another sort of smarmy business guy in the hallway, and they Aaron Sorkin their way towards a meeting. Irwin noting that their toy company has previously been all about bringing joy to kids, and the merger with Globotech seems unfortunate. His colleague, a creep named Larry, played by Jay Moore,
Hmm.
says, "Welcome to the real world." And then he totally creeps on a lady. The newcomer's unfortunately named Miss Kegel, which I
Yeah.
thought was like, uh, okay, Joe. That
Yeah.
got past the producers, and yikes. Um, and this Miss Kegel is Gilmar's personal assistant. She gives them the prepackaged hard sell on Globotech's advanced technology mandates, and Irwin is befuddled in that lovable way that only David Cross can be. Because
Speaking of those dudes, Jay Moore, how familiar were you with Jay Moore?
I recognized his face, but I know nothing about him.
Okay, I'm just asking is like I grew up with like a lot of old SNL and like a lot of old stand-up comedy and shit from the 90s. So he was kind of like a recognizable face to me when I was a little kid. Not like super like, "Hey," but like, I recognize that guy from
Yeah,
that one thing."
vaguely recognize. Was he on SNL?
If I remember correctly, he was either on it or he was a writer, but I think he was on it for like
Jay
a season.
Moore.
Yeah, it sounds about right, right? Jay Moore.
Phil Hartman.
Oh, that's two of them in the same movie.
The trio enter the boardroom, which David Cross is from what SCTV,
Mr. Show.
Mr. Show. So yeah.
Yeah, with Bob Odenkirk.
Bob Odenkirk and we'll see in a second. The trio enter the boardroom to be greeted by no one. And this is a terrific set here, by the way. It's all dark paneled wood, and there's like these light boxes of their old toy lines that
Hmm.
sold a lot. It was really, really nice set. And when Irwin asks where the board is, he's answered by a grating, obnoxious voice belonging to one Dennis Leary, who does the Dennis Leary trademark performance, asking about the toy maker's pitches, which Dennis Leary is a very, very one note guy. Like, he only does one thing.
Yeah.
Get this fucking guy out of here. I don't
Hmm.
want to see Dennis Leary. When Irwin fumbles his presentation of the new toy line concept, the Gorgonites, a peaceful band of monsters looking for their homeland, Larry jumps in, all flash and sizzle, presenting the pair's new boss with his idea for the toy line, Major Chip Hazard of the Commando Elite. The commercial on the conference room screen is loud, abrasive, and highly impractical as only a 90s toy commercial can be. And in my head, all I could hear in the background was echoes of Crossfire. This was like literally the same thing, just like the
That's
most ridiculous shit.
that's so funny because I was thinking of the Dragon Flyers commercials. Do you remember
Oh,
those?
dude, they got me so fucking hard with the Dragonflies commercials. I was obsessed with those things.
Yeah, me
I
too.
never got one, but
Neither
like
did
I was
I.
obsessed.
My cousin had one, and I'd be like, dude, let me see it. Let me see it. Dude, let me see it.
And like
Never.
the dumbest fucking toy ever. It just like goes up and comes down. It's not even like a real action figure. Like what?
And their helmet looks like a half-assed Juggernaut rip off.
Yeah, because they have to engineer the stem to be sturdy enough to take the pressure, like spinning the ripcord real fast.
Hmm. So stupid.
When Mars asks about the capabilities of the toys, Larry says no, they cannot in fact move on their own. Mars replies with a distinctly on Mars, distinctly Dennis Leary annoying tirade about making a product that plays back with kids. And it's literally the Dennis Leary like complain monologue thing. I'm sick of
Yeah.
seeing this. I'm sick of seeing this. I'm a guy that everybody should have my same worldview and blah 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 blah. Blah.
Yeah, I've never been a fan of Dennis Leary, even when I was a kid. He just was like he was just super annoying. And you're putting the exact nail on the head for that for me. I never really was able to put it into words. That was like he was the biggest thing I disliked about the Amazing Spider-Man was him playing Gwen Stacy's dad.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I was just
Totally
like,
forgot that.
it's just I always forget it, and then I'm watching it, and then he comes on the screen, and I'm like, ah, fuck.
Well, you want a baby face to be a baby face, and Dennis Leary is not a baby face. You know what I
No.
mean? Like he
Hmm.
just doesn't play. This is a guy you should like. He just plays. He
Dude,
just comes off as a dickhead.
he's
I never
so
met him. He might be cool, but I don't know.
well, he is. This is how I like to equate it. Like when he dies in that movie, when he's dying, he just seems annoyed. He's just irritated that he's dying. It's just the typical Dennis Leary thing. And that's probably what's gonna happen when he dies. He's probably not like he's acting, but you know what I'm saying? Like he's just gonna be like,
Yeah,
well, here I go. You looking at me? I don't want to die, but I'm dying right now. And it's just, yeah, not flattering.
And Gil Mars says he wants to make a toy that actually plays back with the kids. They suggest that high grade military processors could possibly be used to make the toys move. But they mysteriously leave out the servos and armatures and like cameras that the eyes would need. None of
Mhm.
that's mentioned, but like a super advanced computer processor chip will solve all your problems and make this thing that is solid plastic a working robot.
That's
But
just like an 80s and 90s movie cliche thing to do where it's just like microchip that solves
right,
everything.
we don't understand actual technology, so anything that kind of
Right.
fits.
The 2000s became give me that SD drive.
Yeah.
That SD drive's going to destroy the world.
That's really what. When Larry answers, "Yes, we can do this," way, way too quick, Irwin protests, to which Gil Mars says, "Use the Gorgonites as the Commando Elite's enemy, because they look like freaks, right? Meeting over, get it done, end of story." And Irwin is suitably upset by this, and somewhat
Right.
befuddled, he walks out of the meeting, sad that his creation will be perverted, while Larry gloats. When the unfortunately named Miss Kegel gives the pair their new secret company passwords, Irwin foolishly blurts out that his password is Gizmo. Ha ha, okay, Joe Dante, we get it. Later that night, in an effort to meet the excessive demands of Gil Mars, Larry uses Irwin's password to log onto the Globotech requisition database and orders the literal highest grade missile guidance processor chips that he can get. The X1000, truly proving that in the 90s you could slap an X on anything and it would be both cool and mysterious and effective.
Wouldn't it wouldn't that be like the equivalent of like using the sun to charge a cell phone kind of thing? Like wouldn't it just explode if you tried to like
I I don't know. I don't know. Like this is used to be, used in like missile strikes. That's crazy.
Yeah, right.
And I don't know anything about actual data processing, so who knows if that can actually do that. But like these creatures are capable of artificial intelligence, like they're learning. I don't think one chip is going to be able to do that. You have to
No, not at all. There's so
have a
much.
huge surfer farm that uses shit pots of water and pollutes the earth and uses
Yeah.
all this power. And everybody loves their AI just so they can watch a picture of themselves like being walked by their dog, which is weird. Um, or we want to make funny memes of JD Vance as a chubby guy falling downstairs. So we're gonna help destroy the earth by, making AI videos.
Yeah, artists can do that anyway for free. Let's
Yeah, we
just
could
keep
have
doing that.
done that. Cut to robot action figure building montage as we watch bodies being made, prototypes being developed, and creatures beginning to take form as Gorgonite and Commando Elite alike are implanted with super processors and sent on down the line to be packaged and distributed. These toys looking gorgeous every step of the way, causing my little 90s kid man child toy brain to drool and pant.
Hell yeah, man.
I'm just looking at these things like, oh my god.
The montage in itself is so fucking good. Like it's the way it's filmed, and you can tell,
Yeah.
like as an adult and as a fan film, you can watch it telling just like those shots that were made just for shots. Like obviously this wouldn't work as a thing going together, but it oh God, it just looks so amazing. Um, and the music on this part is so iconic. I think it's Jerry Goldsmith. I'm trying to double check right now myself. You know what I'm talking about though, right? Like
Oh yeah, it's good stuff. Um, and how rad and futuristic looking did the resin prototypes coming up out of the resin
right,
bath
dude.
look? And like we see that stuff all the time nowadays with 3D printers. Like
That's
back in the
exactly
day,
what I
that was
thought.
the coolest fucking shit. I think this is the only part of the movie I actually saw when I was little.
Really? That
Was like
okay.
that building montage because I was at the video store. They played this movie on the screens, and like I would always get dragged away from it by my mom.
Like little clips and trailers and stuff. Yeah, I
Hmm.
know what you're talking about. Just to clarify what I was saying, Jerry Goldsmith is the music composer on this. What other movies did Jerry Goldsmith do? Well, he did little things like let's see, Gremlins, Gremlins 2,
He
The
did all the Joe
Burbs.
Dantes, didn't he?
Yeah, The Burbs is just another one. It's amazing. Have you seen that one?
No. Did Jerry Goldsmith did Howling too with Joe Dante, right?
I think so. He
Not
did.
Howling 2. Nobody wants to see
No.
that.
Here's some big staples for 90s kids. The Dennis the Menace soundtrack.
Oh man. Yeah,
Yeah.
right.
He did The Shadow. He did
Ooh,
Babe, First
yeah.
Night, Powder, Star Trek The First Contact,
Yeah, baby.
LA
Star Trek First Contact's
Confidential,
fucking rules.
Hercules. He took over for fucking John Williams on Lost World, Jurassic Park, Patton, Mulan. Dude's just small soldiers. There you go. The Mummy, The
Yeah,
Haunting.
yeah.
Sorry, I could just keep going. We're not going to keep doing this.
Cut to action as a kid bikes through his small town, right out of a Goosebumps book, headed to his dad's toy store. And this is like proper small town, 90s small town idolatry. You know what I mean?
Oh
Like
yeah.
this looked exactly like you're gonna see this one in the McGee and Me from the church videotape library. This is the small town the Buttercream gang lives in, and the whole
Right.
thing. Um, Alan, played by Gregory Smith, is in full 90s kid regalia, up to and including ultra baggy clothing, the long on top, short in the back haircut, which is 90s hair, um, and an open flannel shirt on top of a t shirt. As Alan heads into the store, he overhears some kids saying how lame the toy store is and how they never have anything good.
Mm.
Some
It's one of,
indeterminate.
I was just saying it's one of those local like mom and pop shops you see in like most downtown areas and like small little cities and stuff like that.
Now it's like dudes our age who are like, I want to run a toy store, and now it's all hip and
Yeah.
bespoke and artisanal toy shops.
Yeah.
Some
Let me get that Street Sharks for 250.
250. You remember? I don't know if you remember this because you have a bunch of kids and whatever, but back in the day, like pre 2014, maybe yeah, pre 2014, I think. Uh, when like weird toy stores didn't know what they had and everybody wasn't on eBay like searching the shit they had, you could go in and find random stuff that these guys were like unknowledgeable about and
Yeah.
walk out with like weird cool shit for like
Yeah.
$5 and $6. But like now everybody's on the internet and everybody is connected to like, oh, this is some weird cool shit, I should charge you $100 for it. Like you fucking
Yeah. I know what you're
look,
talking about.
man.
You fucking what, Mike?
Yeah, I have a bunch of stuff here in my toy room that is like weird. Like I have a vinyl X Plus Gamera that like there's no way I would ever be able to afford that now. But back in the day, it was $10 at some weird toy store. They just saw a giant monster with Japanese like art on the box. And they're
Yeah.
like, oh, it's $10 or whatever. I'm like,
Right.
I was just in a toy shop in Cleveland here, Cleveland, Ohio, greatest city in the world, by the way. I am contractually obligated to say Cleveland, Ohio is the greatest city in the world. And in that toy shop, there was an X Plus Godzilla, which is only a 10-inch figure,
hmm
and they were charging 175 for it, but it came fully in the box and everything. And then there was a giant robo, which my friend Ron, who I don't know if I've ever talked about him on this podcast, he passed away. And he was a very, very dear friend. And he was a good dude. One of his favorite shows growing up was Johnny Sacco and his flying robot. And I was like, oh
Nice.
man, I should grab that giant robo figure. And I was like, well, how much is that? The guy's like, oh yeah, it's $250. And it's like a 6-inch, 7-inch figure. And I'm like, man, you guys know what you have now, and it just sucks. You can't even get like Battle Beasts for less than like $10. Like,
Yeah.
come on, it's a Battle Beast. Why are let's? Ugh. All right,
Finding that shit in the wild is even more scarce now, which is like one of the most fun
yeah.
things ever is like
Mhm.
just perusing like old thrift stores or like old mom and pop shops that you just stumble upon, like you're saying, and it's just like the joy and the thrill of being like, holy shit, is this what I think it is? And then be like, it's
Yeah.
only this? What the fuck? And
That's why your discovery of the warrior of virtue
I know that's why I
is
texted you immediately.
so rad.
I was like, brother, look. It's so cool.
I'm going to be way surprised if we don't get in the weeds about toys on this episode because there's some, man, some indeterminate amount of time. Some indeterminate amount of time later, a delivery truck arrives, and we get our first Joe Dante mandated actor bit in this movie, a cameo by Dick Miller.
Hell yeah.
Strangely, in this movie, not playing Walter Paisley, possibly because this isn't a horror film. But I was under the impression that Dick Miller played Walter Paisley in every movie he was in.
That's what I was thinking when this happened too, which is I'm glad that you mentioned that because I was wondering that. So thank you.
And he said his name is Joe, and I'm like, Joe, that's Walter Paisley.
Mhm.
Like he's been Walter Paisley in every movie like you've ever seen Dick Miller in.
He's like, you don't want me to be Walter? You know, am I? He's like, you're just me. You me.
Walter Paisley is in witness protection from like, covering those dead bodies in clay and pretending they're sculptures.
There
He's on the run from the law, and so he has to pretend to be Joe the delivery man.
you go.
There's the explanation for every Dick Miller role. It is Walter Paisley, but he's desperately trying not to get caught for killing those people and that cat back in the California in the 60s. That is a bucket of blood reference for anybody who gives a shit
Hell
about
yeah.
60s horror movies and Roger Corman shit. Okay. Joe has a shipment of toys for Ryan's dad, who, just like Billy Penzer's dad before him, is going out of town this evening. Banter happens, and the two pals conspire to open a box of the brand new mysterious Commando Elite toys, based on the name on the box alone. So, okay, marketing team, good job, I guess. Inside the store, the pair remove Chip Hazard and Archer from their boxes. And in a creepy bit of actual real-world foreshadowing, the action figures respond to voice command with movement and words, almost exactly like that really fancy self-transforming Optimus Prime that came out a few years ago.
Mhm.
Because it's like the same thing. He says 10 Hut, and Chip Hazard reacts, and they say Halt Who Goes There, and Archer react, and they start to move. It's exactly the same thing as that creepy ass Optimus Prime.
Yeah.
That they programmed breathing motions into, so it wouldn't stand
What?
still. I don't know if you knew that. If you watch the Optimus Prime, it'll like move a little bit, and its chest will go up and down a little bit, looking like it breathes, but it's a machine. Like Cybertronians are machines, so I don't know if they actually have lungs, but like it's supposed to move
Man.
just a little bit so it doesn't look too uncanny.
But it
Even
ends up
more
making
uncanny.
it, yeah, right. I'd kick the fuck out of that thing. Especially if you like accidentally say roll out around it. And just like, and like,
Not if you
no.
paid $600 for it, you wouldn't kick it.
If I'm over someone's house and they leave that thing out, they're just like, oh yeah, that thing, and then it's like whoop 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 whoop, and then fucking starts breathing.
Oh no,
Sorry,
it's standing
buddy.
by the door with one hand on the door and it goes, "Freedom is the right of all sentient beings." And you're like, "Oh, nope. No, sir."
Like you thought you were going to roll out. That's fucking scary. Man, now I'm never gonna watch Transformers the same way again.
Joe and Alan examine the toys, which look absolutely amazing in hand. They're real models with real light bouncing off of them. And these are probably just like resin maquettes or whatever for the movie. But Alan is so impressed that he cajoles and pressures Joe into giving him a full set to sell for his dad's store in true 90s teenagers with attitude style. And Joe, who is obviously a terrible role model, agrees with this. And as the two exit to get the rest of the set of toys off the truck, the camera pushes in and past them, closing in on the action figures on the table. Action figures that begin to move on their own.
Dun dun dun.
Dun, dun, dun. Like Chip Hazard's fucking psychopath. Alan brings The PG-13 version of the cardboard standee of Chip Hazard in, complete with the gangster lean sidearm that was later edited out of the movie posters because parents made a stink about the guns. And when Alan returns to the table, the figures are in yet another different position. As Alan brings the boxes of toys into the shop, we see Chip Hazard menacing Archer with his gun, calling him Gorgonite scum, as soon as Alan doesn't notice. Alan, for his part, does not notice the toys acting on their own because there's a girl entering the store. And Christy, played by Kirsten Dunst, brings her little bro, which I never learned his name, into the look at the toy store, and Christy recognizes Alan as the new kid at school. As little bro searches the store, he hears a voice, a harsh, rasping southern accent, proclaiming that the Commando Elite will destroy the Gorgonite scum. Upon seeing the voice's source, little bro gets made and fired upon, getting shot at being just the impetus he needed, I suppose, because he goes and runs and asks for the toy soldier.
That's what I do
Um,
too. When someone like does something like negatively towards me, I'm like, that should be my friend.
I just got shot literally in the forehead. That was a kill shot.
It
Um,
was.
he Chip Hazard hit that kid right in the middle of the forehead, and he's like, "I want that toy." Yeah, okay, Timmy, because maybe
Yes.
you shouldn't get any toys because your survival of the fittest rating is very low.
And yeah, you're right though. That was 100% a kill shot. Chip Hazard was expecting that boy to go down.
Yeah.
And to the point where when he ran away, he was probably actually like, "Well, would you look at that?"
Well, he also, yeah, we'll learn about that in a minute too. Christy says, "No way will mom and dad buy this toy for you. It seems really expensive." And as Alan finally twigs to something strange going on, he notices that the two figures he had out are not where he left them. Alan walks Christy out of the store and sees her talking to an older boy on a motorcycle, which is just to establish that she has a boyfriend or he's just pining over this girl. And like, this dude's driving a motorcycle by himself, which means he's older than 16, which is driving age in Ohio, which is where we are set. But like, still, he looked like a little bit more too old for this like little teenage girl. I
I
was
get
like,
what you're saying.
oh, is this like wholesome? I don't know.
It's like Transformers again, where he's like, "You don't know about the Romeo and Juliet law?"
What? Oh my god.
You know that? Do you
Um,
remember that? Do you remember that?
no, I don't know what you're talking about. That sounds gross and creepy and
In
terrifying.
in the Mark Wahlberg movie, the one
Oh,
that
I
he
would
is in.
never watch a movie
Yeah.
with Mark Wahlberg.
So he's in it, and I used to be a big fan of T.J. Miller, the comedian. He was in it as well.
Oh, fuck TJ Miller.
Yeah, he's not a great guy. I know that now. But then I watched it because he was in it. He dies like in the first 10 minutes also. But there's a Mark Wahlberg's daughter is dating a guy that's over the age of 18 and she's like 16. Then he finally finds out, and the guy has this card in his wallet that tells the Romeo and Juliet law in case he ever gets asked about it. And then the Romeo and Juliet law is that if you were under the age of 18 as well before you started dating, that you can date or some shit like that. It's so fucking weird and creepy that this guy has this card ready to go.
Hmm.
And that fucking what's his face? Uh,
Hmm.
who makes those movies again?
I
Fuck.
don't.
Michael Bay.
Michael Bay.
The fact that Michael Bay like put that in a movie was super sketch to me.
Weird.
So yeah, that guy on the motorcycle,
Uh,
he's like Romeo and Juliet law, baby.
Gross.
But also, can we just point out the fact in the 90s there was a huge fucking thing, it kind of still is, where like a guy like starts crushing on a girl, he sees her with another dude at all, he's like, "Man, fuck that guy." It's like that could be her friend. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that could be her
It's
brother. Like, yeah, she might
yeah.
have hugged him. Did she kiss? Did she give him a kiss on the cheek?
I
I
don't
don't remember.
remember, but it's just the fact of like it's always been that way in movies and stories and shit where it's just like,
Mhm.
and then she walked by a boy, and that boy must either die now or he must give up talking to her for the rest of his life. And it's just like,
Right.
come on, stop being so
Mm.
fucking, what's the word I'm looking for?
Possessive.
Wait, possessive. That's the exact word I was thinking of. Thank you.
Because apparently, to media may male presenting people and female presenting people can't have platonic relationships. People of
Especially
two
female, dude.
different people of two different presenting genders can't be pals
Right.
because all they want to do is bang. It's gross, which is gross because you can have a platonic friend who is different gender than you. Like, grow up, dude. That you're what are you fucking 12? You know what I mean? Like,
That's one of the cool things Seth Rogen did recently is he came out with a show at the Rose Barn called Platonic. It's about
mhm,
best friends that are female and male. And
mhm.
it's just like that's all it's about. It's just basically being best friends that are opposite genders. And of course, sometimes you get people that are like, "Were you guys trying to fuck?" And it's just like, don't be fucking weird.
Yeah, it's weird.
But
Alan
yeah,
returns to the store to find Chip Hazard threatening Archer in a corner, but thinks nothing of the fact that they seem to be moving autonomously, like clearly moving by themselves in front of his eyes, and he thinks nothing of it. Alan puts all the toys out on the shelf and Hazard back into his box, setting up a pretty decent merch display. And oh man, give this art department a hand because even the packaging on the toys is absolutely incredible.
oh
They
yeah,
look great on the shelf. Like I'm like strictly a let them breathe guy. I open everything. Like I even take the tags off my fucking vinyl figures, like my movie monster series Godzilla's and stuff. Like
yeah,
you're not supposed to take the tag. Fuck you. Like let them breathe, man.
yeah, yeah,
But
yeah.
like if I saw a box this nice, I might be tempted to leave that thing mint in box. But like,
I
come
feel you.
on.
I agree.
You
The
got
way that they look is really dope, especially like the piece of cardboard to the left of the plastic.
mhm.
For some reason, that is just like very aesthetically pleasing.
And I don't know if you noticed this, but the Spin Master recent 4-inch Batman and DC Comics line, they actually have packaging that looks similar to this. And I don't know if maybe somebody saw this and was like, "Oh, that's really cool," because they each come with like a mystery weapon or a mystery accessory, and so it's in a blind side
No
part.
way.
Yeah, and you see the figure in the window, but then on the side, it's like almost the same packaging, but it's not nearly as. But these things are so big and chunky. Like that's a cool ass. This has to be what a 8-inch scale figure. Like
Yeah.
it looks really really cool. Um, and you just want to get that thing out and have it in hand and see how it poses and see what it does. Like you can't leave it in the box. Come on.
No. I wonder if when they came out with it, was the packaging similar, like when the toys came out?
I don't know. I don't remember the packaging for these toys at all. I'd
I
have to
don't
look it
either.
up because, like, I know that they were released. All I remember is the Burger King Happy Meal toys because back in the day, god damn it, Happy Meal toys were actually real fucking toys.
Yes, they were.
Like hell, even the Burger King Kids Club, they were like real action figures, like 5 points of articulation, like a solid action figure.
Hmm.
And like the small soldiers ones, they had a Chip Hazard and they had an Archer and they had a couple other of the ancillary characters, but like it was a real figure with like arm rotation, leg rotation, maybe an accessory, and their heads turn. It was like a legitimate figure. It might have only been 4 inches, 4.5 inches tall,
Yeah,
but it
yeah,
was
yeah.
a legit toy.
You
Um,
remember the fucking Mighty Ducks ones?
I don't
Dude.
remember the Mighty Ducks ones.
Oh yeah, the animated series, they came out with ones where like they were like little cars, they were in the pucks and they
Oh
like
no,
drove around. Oh dude, they were
that's cool.
sick.
Uh, hell, dude, Burger King had fucking Backstreet Boys action figures back in the day. Um,
We were
and they
just
were
talking
actually
about that.
real decent action figures.
Hell yeah, man.
Five
Because that
points of articulation is a little lame, but what are you going to do? It's a Happy Meal toy.
I remember too, after we were talking about that, they had a music video for Larger Than Life where they
Mm-hmm.
were all dressed like that. And I was like, oh shit, that's right. This wasn't just some weird random, like, let's make them look like superhero things. They were dressed like this in the fucking video, I think.
Larger Than Life was just general sci-fi
Yeah.
and space opera. And then Backstreet's Back was Universal
Horror.
Monsters.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
And
That
they
one I
did
remember
like
the
the
most.
thriller thing,
Hmm.
and they were all like Universal Monsters, which was really cool. And funnily enough, the set
Hmm.
from you're
Ah,
gonna say it,
I
the set
was.
from the Backstreet's Back video was used. Uh, was a used set from the Casper movie
Yep,
with
yep,
Christina
yep.
Ricci, which Christina Ricci's voice is in this movie, so everything's
Yep.
goddamn connected. 6 degrees of bacon, baby.
I didn't even realize that till like literally an hour ago, right before we started recording. I was looking at the cast. I was like, oh shit. And the
Al-
other Barbie actor was like, damn, I didn't realize their voices were that similar.
Yeah, it's Sarah Michelle Gellar.
Yeah.
Which is Buffy, right?
Yep. So if you put them two together and you like close your eyes, apparently their voices are very similar.
It did sound like one voice.
It did.
With a start, Ryan sees that his dad's plane ticket is sitting on the counter at the store, and he rushes off home to take it to him. Cut to the house, where Anxiety Dad is running around, rushing, looking for his stuff to leave, while Mom is being really supportive and trying to calm him down. At the neighbor's house, which appears to be Christie's family, which she says she's seen him around, but like, I think if you live next to somebody, you'd know them a little better. I'm not sure.
Unless he's super
I don't know my
introverted.
fucking neighbors.
I was
Yeah,
about
he
to
might
say,
just be-
if it was me, they wouldn't know me. Because I'd just be like, I'm in my basement playing with my toys in my video games. I'm on my computer making my own version of Jackass.
Right. My wife was picking on me because like when we got this house, I put cardboard in the windows of the basement because my bookshelves were in different positions and like
Mhm.
the daylight was streaming right onto the bookshelves. And I'm like, oh,
No.
And she's like, nah, it looks like a serial killer basement. I was like, if people think it's a serial killer basement, then they won't come fucking bother us.
Dude, I wish I thought about that in one of our last apartments we lived in because we had a window that was like right on our DVDs and stuff because our DVDs are on a shelf that we build like across the top of our rooms. And half of them got sun bleached by the fucking, and I didn't realize it till we moved. And I was like, no.
The worst, dude.
So I've been replacing them slowly.
My wife like leaves her stuff out and does it, and like, oh no, that's a special edition like box set slipcase. You cannot have that sitting in the sun. She's like, it'll be fine. Like,
Yeah.
she gets those like fancy book talk like hardcovers that come in special editions and stuff, and they have like the printed edges. And I'm like, you can't leave the printed edges like exposed to the light all like that. It'll like dull the paint.
Yeah, you come in, you're like, come on, girl, what are you doing?
If I ever said that to my wife, she would pull my fucking face off about it.
Come on, girl, damn.
That's why I make it Rainforest City Jones over here, because I can say, hey, girl.
I like to give my wife a southern accent, or I talk to her like an old pastor. She fucking loves it.
Oh God, you're a fucking weirdo.
I'm like, now come on now, sweetheart. And she'll be like, don't you fucking do that. I'm just like, but the Lord does saith he giveth and taketh away.
Let me tell you, you try to whisper dirty talk in the Macho Man voice one time, you're just banned for life.
She's like, I'm a Steve Austin girl, and you know it.
Oh my God, can you imagine? Hell yeah, fuck you! Go shit.
I have done stuff as a joke in the middle of coitus, and it only one that ever went well was Winnie the Pooh, because it was like, what the fuck
God.
are you doing?
What the fuck? You're a goob.
I was like, well, hello there. And she's like, what the fuck? What a lovely honeypot.
You just look up and you're like, oh my God, what the fuck? I would get punched so fucking hard.
It's a blustery Sunday. Don't know what that meant. Sorry, go ahead.
Christie's dad is across the fence next door. Phil, played by Phil Hartman, and unfortunately, this was Phil Hartman's final role before he was unfortunately his life was taken. They dedicated this movie to his memory. Like he passed away. He was murdered like right before this came out, like a couple weeks. So they dedicated the movie to his memory. Filmer, Fibbler. Fibbler.
I think it's Fimmler.
Fimmler.
Yeah.
Christy's dad is finalizing the details of his huge, obnoxious 90s gigantic satellite dish, which
Mhm.
he feels is being blocked by a tree. Not his tree, Alan's dad's tree, which he begins to cut down all by himself. By the way, this is the most artificial looking tree I've ever seen in my life. If this was a real tree, I'd be very surprised. This looked like a fabricated tree.
Mhm.
Oh, hell no. Like, he got me fucked up if you're gonna be cutting trees on my side of the fence. It's over. I will push your ass off the ladder while you're holding the chainsaw. I don't give a fuck. You don't cut down like other people's trees. You shouldn't cut down trees at all because, like, things live there. You could be affecting the ecosystem of the entire town. Where are the little squirrels gonna go? Man, like, come on.
Piece of shit.
Just before Ryan, I kept calling him Ryan because he was indistinguishable for me from the kid from Warriors of Virtue.
They have the same haircut.
Yeah. Well, everybody in the fucking 90s had the same haircut.
Devon
Just before-
Sawa.
Just before Alan's dad peels off to the airport in full anxiety mode, Alan himself rolls up, delivering the ticket. Mom asks him if he closed up the shop, to which Alan replies quite rudely, but indicates that he was in some trouble in the past.
Bro.
Like, this is asshole shit.
This is fucking teenager stuff. When this happened in the movie, I was like, "Girl, I feel you."
Your son
is
snaps
14,
like
bro.
that?
Yes, he does shit like that all the time.
Man.
Literally happened last night. I went to a play he was doing. He was in Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. He fucking killed it. We get home late last night, and I stopped at McDonald's and got him food. And we're like sitting in the living room, and then his mom hasn't seen him all day, and she goes like, she just asked him like, "Did you eat something today? And don't itch too much because he has eczema." It's like, "Don't itch too much." And he goes, "All you ever tell me is don't itch and ask me if I've eaten. That's all you do." And I'm just like, "She's just asking you." And he's like, "I know, but like it's all she does." And he walked out of the room, and we just looked at each other. We were just like, we just gotta realize, there's just being a parent, man. It's just being a parent. Like, he wasn't being a dick or nothing, but it's just like, yeah, it's just teenager bullshit, man.
Oh my god, dude. Now the only course of action is to get old school Nerf darts with the suction cups on them and then write in Sharpie on the dart, "Did you eat? Stop itching so much," and just look at him. Be like, "You," and like shoot him in the head with the dart. Fine, you didn't want me to say it. I'm just gonna shoot you with the dart.
Nah, man, it's taught me a lot about
God.
patience. That's for fucking sure. And
Yeah,
like,
hell yeah, dude.
and the gentle parenting thing, that's just real because I could do what my parents used to do. Like, who the fuck are you talking to?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And be like, that's dude,
Mhm.
you show me respect. That kind of shit. But it's more, thankfully, we have each other to be like, hey, they're experiencing life for the first time. They don't understand it. They're testing boundaries. We're here to let them know, hey, that's not cool. We don't have to be a fucking monster about it.
Yep.
You know,
I was
not.
gonna say, if I spoke to my mother the way this child in this movie spoke to his mother,
Mhm.
I would have been like either knocked down, like on my knees. Like my mom would always get you right behind the knee,
Oh yeah.
pinch right behind the knee. So like as you're moving, so you like would fall down,
Oh
or
no.
she'd like grab the ear. You know,
Yeah.
And
My
my
mom would
mom's
have
like a
just.
very small woman, so
Oh man, so she had her tactics.
yeah.
Yeah, my mom would just smack you in the fucking face.
Oh my god.
Yeah, that's what would have happened to me for sure. Right in the mouth while you were talking, so you get some of your teeth against your lips.
Jesus
Gets.
Upstairs, Alan notices that Archer, voiced by Frank Langella, which, hell yeah, Frank Langella.
Tell me that doesn't sound like Idris Elba though.
No, I don't feel it sounds like Idris Elba at all because it does
Really?
not sound like a Cockney man
Dude, all I'm thinking is like, no, it sounds
or
like
it
Idris
doesn't
Elba
sound
doing
like
a
person of
voice.
color. It does not.
No, it just sounded like Idris Elba to me, and to the point where I was like, if they ever make a sequel of this, I know who I want to do Archer's voice.
Ron Perlman.
Oh, I don't know about that. His voice is too distinct. I don't think he'd be able to do the lowness of it, like the graspiness of it. Like, this is too much.
There's a voice actor that does audiobooks a lot named Scott McCormick. That,
Okay.
controversial opinion. I'm
Uh-oh.
gonna say the voice of Hellboy that I enjoy the most is Scott McCormick's voice. and
Okay.
then Ron Perlman's voice, because like Scott McCormick as Hellboy sounds really cool. He's in
I
a
don't
bunch of audio drama Hellboy books.
I don't feel like that's probably too much of a hot take because like my favorite whenever I read or think of a Batman, I always think of Kevin Conroy.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I
Sure.
mean? Even though he was
Yep.
just a voice actor, but that's my Batman.
Yeah. He finds out that Archer, voiced by Frank Langella, stowed away in his backpack. And oh, buddy, the puppet in this scene is so fucking sick. This is a real life puppet being acted upon by light and gravity, and it looks amazing.
Hell yeah.
Archer gives off a Ron Perlman in Beauty and the Beast vibes, like Vincent the Lion Man.
Okay. I immediately see where you're coming from with that.
As
It does
Alan,
look a lot like him too.
this is the cat person face.
Yeah,
As
yeah,
Alan interacts with Archer, he's quite rude again to
yeah.
the small creature. When Archer asks him his name, and he tells him just shut up. Like you're a fucking asshole. Like you're not a
Yeah,
baby face.
he
You're
is.
just being rude. As Alan slowly starts to notice Archer's new behavior, the Gorgonite leader finally smartens up and begins to act like a normal toy.
Greetings, Alan. Now shut up.
Meanwhile, which Frank Langella has been an action figure guy before because he played Skeletor in the shite canon Masters of the Universe movie.
Was that him?
Yeah, and Frank Langella is the main villain in one of my favorite adventure film, like pirate movies ever, Cutthroat Island. He plays Dog Brown or something. Like,
Really?
oh, have you ever seen Cutthroat Island?
That's the one with Gina Davis, right?
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, I've seen it a long time ago.
I fucking love
I
that
could definitely
movie.
do for a rewatch, that's for sure. Quick random sidebar. Was Christopher Plummer in Flash Gordon?
Christopher Plummer, maybe.
Because for some reason I always like confused him with Frank Langella when I was a kid, I think.
I don't know.
I don't know why.
You mean like the live action 80s one?
Yeah.
Like Flash? Ah,
Yeah.
Master of the Universe?
Yeah,
I don't
was he
know.
the bad guy in that?
I don't know. Christopher Ming the Merciless?
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
I
yeah, yeah.
don't think so. I don't know.
I don't know why I randomly thought of that. Sorry.
I do know that Prince Baron of the Hawk People was Brian Blessed. Gordon's alive. Oh, it was one of my favorite lines. Gordon's alive. Love a Brian Blessed. Boss Nass of the Gungans, by the way.
Oh shit, really?
You still having a life playing with Easton? Yeah, let's go. I love Boss Nass.
You said too much.
Beaks.
I'm thinking of Max Van Sydow. My
Oh
bad.
yeah, Max Van Sydow. He played the king in Conan the Barbarian. I don't know. I think Max von Sydow was in Conan the Barbarian or the Destroyer or Dragon Slayer. I don't know.
That's
know,
who I was confusing. Max Van Sydow and Christopher Plummer. That's who I was confusing together.
which you could be forgiven for that because like insert elder British good acting man.
Yes. Like
here.
if you would have asked me if Christopher Plummer was in The Exorcist, I would have been like, yes. Apparently that's Max Van Sydow. Sydow, whatever.
I've heard it. I've literally. It's not the psych joke. I've heard it both ways. Sydow and Sydow. Meanwhile,
I guarantee you turned on this Small Soldiers podcast, you weren't expecting to hear about Christopher Plummer versus Max Van Sydow.
yeah. Meanwhile, across town, the camera pans across the darkened, quiet toy store, pushing in on the display of the figures. When, exactly like in the commercial Larry showed to Gil Mars earlier, Chip Hazard punches and tears his way out of his box. The CGI and the puppets work pretty well together here. And as Joe Dante said, they originally wanted to 100% do practical puppets, but they couldn't get all the shots they wanted, and they couldn't get the puppets to do everything they wanted to do. So the final movie ended up being like 1/3 puppets and 2/3 CGI. But there's only a few places where you can blatantly see it's very clearly CGI. It's actually very, very well done.
Yeah.
Chip Hazard calls the rest of the Commando elite to muster. Grotesque caricatures of soldiery line up in the shadowed recesses of the toy store, falling to attention in front of their commanding officer. Butch Meathook, Nick Nitro, Brick Bazooka, Link Static, and Kip Killigan all sound off, while Chip Hazard, played by Tommy Lee Jones, exhorts them to violence, ordering them to seek out effective firearms and prepare to engage with the Gorgonites and wipe them out.
Shit.
Oh man, I messed up the meanwhile across town. Meanwhile across town, just as Super Friends sound. Meanwhile across town.
I wanted to give a little shout out to the voices of these dudes really quick.
Yeah, I didn't write them down because there was so many of them. But yes, go ahead.
Yeah, we got Ernest Borgnine as Kip Killigan,
Mhm.
Jim Brown as Butch Meathook, Bruce Dern as Link Static, George Kennedy as Brick Bazooka, and Clint Walker as Nick Nitro. Now these are the ones that blew my fucking mind right here. These three. Did you know these three for the Gorgonites?
I don't know. I didn't look up the Gorgonite voices at all.
Christopher Guest as Slam Fist,
Oh yeah,
Michael McKean as Insaniac, and Perry Shearer as Punch It. So the three dudes from Spinal Tap.
yeah. Okay. Well, aren't the Commando Elite? Aren't those guys from Dirty Dozen?
Yep.
Yeah. Okay, that's what I thought. I know definitely George Kennedy and what's his name are.
Yep.
Uh,
Which I thought was really cool. So I just wanted to shout that out really quick.
Christopher Guest. Who doesn't like Christopher Guest? Like, have you ever seen Best in Show?
Not in a long ass time.
Oh,
I was in
man.
high school when I saw that.
I love those improv movies. I think they're so fucking
Like
funny.
all his little like fake documentaries.
And like
Yeah.
just like Eugene Levy and Catherine O'Hara being weirdos.
Oh my God,
together.
yes.
And who else is in that? Is John Lovitz is in one of those?
I don't remember. I'm not gonna tell you yes and be wrong.
Cut to Alan asleep over his homework. Now free to operate, Archer accesses Alan's computer, scrolling quickly through the now defunct Microsoft Encarta until he sees a familiar picture, the stock photo that Irwin used as the placeholder for their homeland of Gorgon. And God, this puppet looks so incredible. But when the sweet little kitten cat, who could never possibly ever do anything wrong because it is the sweetest, cutest, and littlest kitten cat ever, comes to investigate the animated figure, Alan wakes up and sees Archer is at full awareness and finally begins to talk to him like he is a person. Archer properly introduces himself and expresses concern for the rest of his people, saying the Gorgonites might be killed by the Commando Elite. Back at the toy store, Chip Hazard has gone full Patton, and my wonderment at why my dad would not let me watch this movie falls away when Chip Hazard fully speechifies directives to his men, talking about how war is a virtue and mercy will not be shown, using bites of famous jingoistic speeches as he parades in front of a giant American flag jigsaw puzzle, which I thought was that's just Patton. It's very funny, but it's not very funny, but it's accurate. Excited
Yeah.
at the prospect of the miniature carnage to come, the commandos give a bloodthirsty roar and charge off to complete their mission, the destruction, read here as killing, of the Gorgonites, because at this point we are fully aware that these are like people. You know?
Yeah.
Next morning, Alan and Archer return to the toy shop to find it a total shambles. The battle of the night before, rendering the former cheery space into a debris-strewn war zone, complete with the brutally dismantled body of Troglodyte, the first Gorgonite to fall at the hands of the bloodthirsty soldiers. Archer mourns the loss of Troglodyte, while Alan asks the big question, where did the rest of the combatants go?
Yep.
At the exact worst moment, Christy and little brother show up, ready to purchase the figures they saw yesterday. Seeing the state of the shop, Christy accuses Alan of running an insurance scam, which is like, where did a teenager get this? Like, what are you talking about? Are you running insurance scam? Like, what are you fucking talking about, lady?
Until you meet her dad, then you kind of get it.
Yeah, because he's a psychopath. Christy then asks him, as Alan alludes to some dark history in his past. He did something bad back in the day, and she, as she helps Alan clean up, they begin to bond over small talk about bad TV shows and music. And they drop more lore about Alan's troubled past, something about being expelled from 2 schools in a row. They finish fixing up the store, and Christy finally asks him what he did to get expelled. And to which he answers a little bit of graffiti and a couple of bomb threats. You're like, holy shit, dude. No
Yep.
wonder your dad is like, man, you got to take it easy because what the fuck?
And didn't he say
Uh,
the bomb threat was like on a specific holiday? Like you called it a bomb threat on Mother's Day or some
yeah.
weird shit,
He's like, yeah,
which
that's
is
the
a
one I got
Sunday.
caught. I think I remember our school, somebody, when the anthrax scare was happening,
Oh God.
somebody like was bragging about how they called in a anthrax because we had off school for a couple days.
Oh
And one of
wow.
the shitty assholes um, was talking about they called in an anthrax scare, which is crazy.
That's
Um,
nuts.
Anxiety Dad comes in, which I thought he was away for the evening. I don't know where he went. Noticing the hastily repaired model of the ship's noticing the hastily repaired model ship's mast, and gets frustrated with Alan. He follows Christy outside and moons over her. Alan follows Christy outside and moons over her. She gets picked up by Motorcycle Dude. And of course, Motorcycle Dude's name is Brad. Like, really? Like, okay, Joe. Like, can we come up with a better naming conventions here?
Literally the name of the bully from Warriors of Virtue.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Yeah. In the shop, Dad is searching for his tools so he can properly fix the mast of the model ship, but finds his toolboxes have all been looted. Cut to a commando puppet in a tree scoping out Alan and Archer as they head for home. The
I really
commandos,
like that shot. The way that they did that little transition of like the eggs hitting the ground. You're like, what's this? And then they pan up and it's the dude sitting on the bird nest.
and it's 100% a practical puppet. You can see how the
Yeah,
light is
yeah.
bouncing off and stuff. And he's moving
Hmm.
conspicuously like a puppet. It looks, oh, the puppets are so good in this movie.
They
There's a
are.
couple stop motion shots in here too. Like, it's just such good shit, man. Oh my God. This is Stan Winston studio for all the practical and puppet stuff. And then ILM did any CG that needed to happen.
I saw that Stan Winston and those guys like teamed up with either Mattel or one of the other big names to like see how toys were actually made and like watch them for like a month to see how they did stuff before they built the puppets to try to make them as accurate as figures as they could.
The commandos, having seen Alan, launch Brick Bazooka at the bike with a slingshot. He tries to climb up the bike and assault Archer, who is riding in the cargo compartment. But a dog chases after the bike and snaps at the action figure. A brief action scene ensues as Brick Bazooka attempts to climb the bike to get to Archer, but slips on the chain and is caught first in the spokes and then rolled over violently, brutally dismantling the action figure. Alan and Archer escape unscathed, but Chip Hazard identifies Alan's house when the squad pulls up to put Brick Bazooka back together. Which his injuries are horrific. And this is like they kind of got to do the Samurai Jack trick of like these are robots, so you can be very, very violent with them. And it would have been cool
Yeah,
to see maybe some lubricant squirting out of them or like oil
like
dripping
oil
out
and
of their
shit.
bodies. And
Yeah,
that's my favorite part about Samurai Jack. You know, it might be one of the best animated programs ever made, but also super unbelievably violent. It's like, yeah,
yeah.
that's so cool. And as a kid, you're just like,
Holy shit.
thing I've ever seen. Did you know that Jendy Tartakovsky was pulled in by Kevin Feige to do the Iron Man, like Iron Man and War Machine versus the drones scene in Iron Man 2?
No, I didn't know that.
That was a Jendy Tartakovsky directed that entire
Sequence.
sequence because like as you see Iron Man and War Machine are just lighting those drones up, they're like splitting open and squirting oil everywhere, and like it's very much just live action like robot murder that would happen on Samurai Jack.
I'm trying to watch the Marvel movies with Grayson right now. He's like half interested in them, but I'm like, ah, come on, buddy. You gotta watch some of them with me.
Why?
I'm just watching the Avengers with him right now.
It's
I'm not
all
making him
the
watch it.
same shit over and
I
over.
know, but it's like it's cinematic and it's cool because like I want him to at least experience like that moment where like Cap picks up Mjolnir.
Mhm.
Like that was an amazing moment, dude. Like that's fucking cool. That's almost like up there with like I am your father kind of shit. You know what I mean?
I guess.
And you want him to experience that. So I'm at least trying to show him the Avengers. Plus with Doomsday coming out soon, I want him it'd be cool to want to go see that with him. You know what I mean?
You know who could absolutely pick up Thor's hammer without any fucking like effort at all and is 100% worthy?
Did you say Mr. Rogers? I swear to God.
No, Benjamin J. Grimm.
Oh shit.
100% the best human being that has ever lived on the face of the planet. And like he might have a little bit of an anger
I don't know.
problem.
Maybe he doesn't like himself too much. Is that does that go against it? Because he doesn't
I'm,
really like himself, does he?
no, he's has, but it's just appearance stuff. He's still like,
Likes him as him.
he's a heart of gold monster, you know.
I feel you. I feel you.
In Alan's room in the movie we're actually watching, he calls the toy company customer service line and gets the runaround by a lady on the other end of the line.
Sherry O'Terry.
That's Sherry O'Terry O'Rad. Sherry O'Terry.
That's three
Phil
SNL alums.
Hartman.
Jay Moore.
I will never not pop for years doing that SNL announcer voice. It's so fucking funny.
You got to do Dan Pardo as a ghost. That's what makes it good. Dan Pardo.
Oh god. Oh. Also, note the Man or Astro Man poster on Ryan's wall. Hell yeah, this kid has great musical taste.
Yeah.
Alan, however, is an asshole to the tech support lady and also to Archer because he's just a jerk. And Archer is also exhibiting an inordinate amount of patience as he has expressed to Ryan that he thinks his people are dead. So like he's just hanging around with this weird dude who's basically he's gizmoing at this point, you know.
Yeah, I didn't even think about that. Like he thinks all his friends are dead, and he's being a real jerk to.
He's just hanging out, just chilling. And Alan's a fucking prick.
He's like,
this
"Shut
kid
up!"
needs shot with corn cob holders. And
Which, like, ow.
yeah, dude, that's brutal. At a meeting for Globotech around the way, Larry is giving a presentation in a room absolutely packed full of utterly obnoxious merchandising and a really cool full-size, life-size Chip Hazard costume when Irwin shuffles in from the back, pulling him into a different office. And this is where we said like maybe the media literacy isn't all the way there for some people because this is very clearly coded to be this is corporate greed central. Like this
Right.
is merchandising out the ass. It's cynical and as cynical as humanly possible because Gil Mars is basically the villain from VR Troopers, but played by Dennis Leary. Like, what's the guy's name?
From
Shadow
VR Troopers? I don't remember.
Shadow March or Dark Lord. It's like Dark Lord or something like that. He's just like a corporate bad guy, and he just turns into a like virtual reality demon.
Well, the funny thing is too, though, that like Joe Dante has kind of like a hard on for going against corporate America because in Gremlins 1 is all about a small town, you know what I mean? Gremlins 2, Billy moves to New York and he starts working for Clamp Tower, which is like Trump Tower basically.
Mm-hmm.
But the whole thing is about like greed and corporations trying to consolidate all these things under one name so they can make the most money out of it and shit. So that's another reason why, like you told me before, that some people went into Small Soldiers expecting a more of a Gremlins thing.
Mm-hmm.
They are kind of similar in a lot of ways, which is makes a lot of sense because of Joe Dante. So I just wanted to point that out.
Well, yeah, like it's almost like if people paid attention to anything, it's like people that watch Starship Troopers and don't get that it's satire. You
Right,
know what
exactly. Which is who? Oh, you mean my dad?
I mean? Which is a Paul Verhoeven movie, which, if you're paying attention to RoboCop, is also very much a anti-police state, anti-corporate greed.
Those are both the same dude.
Yeah, Paul Verhoeven.
I never knew that. That makes me so excited to watch them both again.
Yeah, watch them both again, and there's literally RoboCop satire commercials in Not from the movie, but like it's the same type of satirical content.
Do you remember when RoboCop shot that dude in the dick?
Have you ever seen like the joke video of like all these dudes run out and they all have their dicks out and they all get shot in the dick? But it's like the
No.
same mold of a dick. It's very funny. It's like 5 or 6 dudes. Like I think it's like 13 dicks get shot off. And it's
Oh
all
my
the same
God.
effect, but it's like all these dudes just running around their dicks out, and RoboCop just shoots all their dicks off. It's very funny.
That sounds like something from Robot Chicken.
Irwin pulls Larry into a different office and plays him Alan's voicemail from tech support. The area code on the voicemail firmly places this movie in Northeast Ohio, because this is the area code of my old hometown, down a
Nice.
little south of Cleveland and beyond Summit County. So, like, you're talking like maybe Canton area, Ravenna, maybe possibly.
Nice.
So, yeah, this is an Ohio movie, which is cool. When Larry says that they can't possibly get sued and they're covered legally, everything is standard except everything on the toys is standard except for oops, the microchips. Irwin finds out that the microchips are in fact from high grade missile batteries, and he suitably freaks out. Back at Alan's house, Archer hears voices, possibly the missing Gorgonites. When he investigates, he finds out that it's a trap, and the commandos jump him. Alan wakes up to shouting as the commandos have Archer suspended above the garbage disposal, ready to lower him into his grisly demise, demanding to know where the rest of the Gorgonites are. Alan saves Archer, dumping one of the commandos in the disposal, taking a decent cut on his hand. He takes his first damage of the movie here, playing with toys. And then, in response to the racket, Mom and Dad charge in, and Dad is ready to throw down.
Yeah.
Timu Jason Alexander is ready to beat the shit out of somebody. And at which time, Alan tries to describe to them what is happening. Like, he just wants to be honest about it. Which is kind of really cool, actually. Like, he could have still covered it up, but like Archer's there, and he thinks Archer's going to back him up, but no,
Yep.
Archer clams up and does the fucking Buzz Lightyear thing and doesn't say a word, and he kind of fucking just like leaves Alan high and dry, to which Alan's mother asks him if he is on several different types of drugs.
No, yeah.
Now, like, this is a 13-year-old child, man. Like, what are you? Are you on crank, smack, uppers, downers, poppers? Like, oh, fuck.
She knows a lot. Is she a nurse? Like, what is?
Yeah. She's a flight attendant, so she probably hears all kinds of crazy shit.
Right.
He is very angry at this, and he storms out. The commandos have retreated to the garage, and they get bad intentions upon seeing all the tools arrayed inside. Upstairs,
What song plays on that moment? I can't remember.
don't know.
Fuck.
It was like 2 o'clock in the morning, brother, and I was getting real sleepy. You're gonna
Get
see
loopy.
you're gonna see later in the script where it's just like one line, and they open the door and they go down the stairs. We're almost done, actually, because we're at Act 3 now. Upstairs, Alan asks Archer why he wouldn't explain to Mom and Dad, and Archer says that the commandos revealed that the Gorgonites are in fact alive. Gorgons alive! Next morning, the pair look around the toy shop, finally finding the Gorgonites in the dumpster, amid a bunch of Gremlins merch and trash. And there's one other piece of distinct merchandise that was from some kind of franchise or IP that I could not place it in that dumpster.
Okay.
This is a fire hazard ass dumpster, dude. It's all very dry cardboard. I'm like, this thing will set your entire town on fire. You people are fools.
Who just dumped shredded paper in there like this?
It's just like packing bric-a-brac. You're like, dude, this is like, and there's enough like space for oxygen to get down in there that would burn like crazy. And we finally get introduced to the Gorgonites. We have Ocula looking like the eyeball thing in the trash chute on the first Death Star, which is possibly a reference because it comes up, looks around, and then goes back down. Insaniac, who just seems like the Cenobite version of whatever Robin Williams would turn into if he solved the puzzle book. Punch It and Scratch It, who are a walking slingshot rhinoceros tank with a stretchy buddy that is his functioning sentient slingshot, which is
Mhm.
very cool. And that's a fucking rad design.
Yeah, it
Um,
is.
and I'm gonna have to look and see if any of the toys are actually as cool as the toys in the movie because I don't think they were. But I would love to actually find some of these because they're pretty cool looking monsters.
They'd be dope to own for sure.
I've never been like a I want to own all the things I couldn't own when I was a small child guy because I
Yeah.
just like different shit now. But like I would like to get the Mighty Ducks. I would like to get all five Warriors of Virtue. I'd like to grab like you know maybe the Beetleborgs,
Oh, that's
uh,
up there for me.
SWAT cats.
I want the big Beetleborgs that they made because they had the little figures, but there were ones that were bigger too. I want the big ones, and they were like the coating on them made them look like not matte, but like they had they looked just like the ones on the show. Unless
Oh,
it's just like the
cool.
last time I saw them, you know what I mean? Because my little brain was like, these are just like the real
There's a really cool like 15-inch size VR Troopers Ryan Steele guy that I've had on my eBay list for years. That's like
Really?
it's a 14-inch figure, like it's rad as hell. I'm like, I need this so bad. And like it's not that expensive because people really don't care about VR Troopers, but it's like the same pose as the other VR Troopers toys. It's just upscale. It's very cool. It would look sick as fuck on the
Sounds
shelf.
rad as hell, man.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, dude. That's how action figures work, dude.
Hell yeah,
Uh,
dude.
Punch and Scratch and Slam Fist, who is a gentle, erudite sounding brute, and a cobbled together, half fixed Troglocon, which Troglocon's like Frankenstein form is way cooler than the original Troglocon figure. Like it was so rad. He looks so cool. Over at Globotech, Harry and Larry and Irwin go into a clean room. And David Cross is just like a national treasure. He's so fun to
Yes.
watch on screen.
Yes.
Um,
The way he freaks out when the air comes in
yeah,
there.
it's so fucking funny. He was doing that Showtime Eric Young shit from TNA. And they go into a clean room to ask an engineer about the processors they used in the toys. The engineer stands up and asks them the nature of the medical emergency. Oh, wait, sorry, wrong IP. But we get three squares marked off your bingo card in one go. Because here we have a Joe Dante regular,
hmm
a Star Trek tie-in, and this episode's Stargate SG-1 reference. This is Robert Picardo, who played the Doctor, the medical emergency hologram in Star Trek Voyager, and he also played Senator Woolsey in Stargate SG-1. Also, fun fact, Robert Picardo was the officiant at Bill Nye the Science Guy's wedding. Um, don't ask me how I know that, but
that's some knowledge right there, brother.
it was weird. It's weird. There's a Cleveland thing. It's a whole day. It's like there's stuff to do. There's something to do with Cleveland. There's something to do with Robert Picardo. I don't know how Robert Picardo and Bill Nye the Science Guy know each other, but yes, uh, the emergency medical hologram doctor from Star Trek Voyager married Bill Nye the Science Guy, and one of my wife's
I just remembered he was in Gremlins too. Sorry, go ahead.
yeah, Robert Picardo is in like every Joe Dante movie. He was the villain, I think, in The Howling, which is really weird because
I
he's
haven't
not like a villain guy. I think he was a villain in The Howling. He was in The Howling.
I haven't seen The Howling since I was like 13.
Um, and he does his really good old time cranky Robert Picardo shtick, which I think is always so fun because he's just an angry man. The engineer says the X1000 chip is highly advanced, like scary advanced. But there is a weakness, and that's why the Defense Department did not want to use it, and that it was in surplus. The chips are highly susceptible to electromagnetic pulses, which now we know how to defeat the commandos. At Alan's house, the Gorgonites are chilling. Insaniac is acting, well, insane, while Slam Fist and Ocula watch the true sport of the people, professional wrestling on television, which I know it was a WWF match, but I can't couldn't tell who was in it. Um, from somebody who's doing a power slam. That's all I knew. They have an accidental channel switch when Slam Fist reacts to the spot in the wrestling match, and he turns the TV to the crawling eye, which you know how I love movies within movies.
Mhm.
And Ocula reacts to the crawling eye. This is also called the Trollenberg tear. It's the other name for the movie.
Yeah.
When he sees the crawling eyes on this TV screen, and Alan walks past and says, "Somebody you know," which is kind of funny. And
Yeah, I love that. The little Oculus little like reaction to it, like his eye gets big.
yeah, he puts his little suction cups on the screen and gets real close.
Uh,
Which again, random eyeball dudes are pretty cool. We talked about Monster Rancher,
hell yeah, and it's all practical. You can tell it's a puppet.
dude.
I
They
think
look so good.
almost everything in that shot is puppet. I think when he's like
Yeah.
walking through the room,
Probably except for Insaniac, who is like doing all
spinning.
kinds of spins.
Yeah.
Alan has zero idea what the hell to do with all these weirdos in his room. When he gets a break when Christy calls, but as he flirts with Christy on the phone, he's being observed. Sparky runs right off to dime everyone out to the evil ass Chip Hazard, and we see the commandos have been busy building death buggies out of power tools and RC cars out in the garage. Upstairs, Ryan explains Windows to the sad troop of monsters who just want to find their island and their homeland. Which, like, he had to explain the computer screen to them and going outside, which I thought was very cool because he also had to explain what wind was to Archer
Yeah.
because Archer is a toy and he doesn't have any nerve endings.
Yep.
So he had to tell him because he has no way to sense, temperature, which is wild to me. It's probably a thing that we evolved very much on purpose. Sensory, if Archer can only hear and see, and probably not even taste because he's just a robot.
Right.
It's probably very debilitating for them. Over at Christie's house, her dad reveals the final product of his satellite dish, the huge-ass 90s entertainment center, flanked by 2 full elephant tusks. Like, what the hell? Which just cements him as being a bad dude.
Not a
Like,
good dude.
You have to be a villain. You have to be a villain if you just have elephant tusks in your. Because you and I both know that those elephant tusks did not fall off of those elephants.
Don't they fall out and then they regrow them
Well,
like
yeah,
teeths?
sure, bud, sure. Just like the teeps. Mommy elephants have their little baby boy elephants put their tusks underneath the pillow.
Yeah, for the
And
Tusk
then
Fairy.
The tusk fairy. I put my tusk under the pillow and waited for the tusk fairy to come. They took my fucking tusk.
But I woke up. Wow. No tusk.
No tusk. He takes the thing and he puts the tooth under the gold and fucking
But no gold either. What the fuck?
waiting for the tooth fairy to come. Why are we fighting? Mom and Dad goof off for a minute, and not Mom and Dad, Christy's mom and dad goof off for a minute, and he is adjusting the picture on this ridiculous television, and it's like so 90s and so relatable because like I could remember like, oh, the picture is so good, and like HD was still not until 2008, I think.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Mhm.
So, they goof off until the commandos sneak in and MacGyver a mousetrap into a catapult and launch the sleeping pills into Mom and Dad's drink, which at some point this caused a controversy or some parent group to throw a fit when this came out, which further proves to us that people can't just fucking relax about anything. We always have to
Right.
pitch a fit about goddamn everything.
You mean the bad guy did a bad thing?
Oh my god!
That's gonna make other people do bad things, guys. I'm telling you.
It's gonna make my children worship the devil.
Now I'm gonna come home. My kid's gonna be making mousetrap catapults to shoot pills into my drinks. Great.
Mousetrap catapult, mousetrap catapult, mousetrap catapult, mousetrap catapult.
It's the name of my new ska band.
Hell yeah, dude. Hell yeah, dude. I will play the trombone. As the commandos infiltrate the house, they tackle and restrain the little brother. But they see Christie's collection of Gwendy dolls, and in a nightmarish and heavily horror influenced scene, they use a fallen commando's. Oh, because the commando that died when, I guess I can't remember, Chip Killigan, I think,
I
or the
think so.
bomb guy, Nick Knight Church of I can't.
I don't know
They're
their names.
all of these army guys look the same to me. Um, they use his dead processor to animate the Gwendy dolls, into a grotesque cadre of hideously altered dolls. Their faces don't fit quite right. They're covered in scars and stitches. Some eyes have no face, and some faces have no eyes. They're all scars and foul augmentations. And the squad of monster Gwendys come to life, movie within a movie style, as over across the way, Troglodyte is watching Frankenstein on the TV. And possibly the heat ray sound from the 1956 War of the Worlds is used here too. I couldn't confirm that. There's also a aborted. That's a bad word for that. There's also a truncated Wilhelm scream early in the movie. It like
Yeah.
starts. It's not the full Wilhelm scream. Um,
You just like
Brad,
the-
it's just yeah instead of yeah. Nobody can do it. Nobody can replicate the Wilhelm scream. Um, Brad, who is dropping Christy off at home after a date, hears Christy scream from outside where he dropped her off as the commandos attack her inside because they now know that Alan's weakness and the way he'll give up the Gorgonites is by threatening Christy. Brad runs in to help, but the Gwendys dogpile him, shouting super weird, menacing versions of teen girl doll phrases, which I thought was very cool. They say some stuff. They say some very like Valley Girl, Mall Girl type stuff, but it's
Yeah.
like about we're gonna kill your ass. It's very cool. And finally, we're into the full action of the movie as Alan runs across to the neighbor's house to try to help. And they battle the Gwendys together and escape the house. That is, until the commandos blow out the garage door and come rolling out with their death wagons, complete with chainsaws, flamethrowers, a gun that shoots like stainless steel washers at a high enough velocity to break glass, which was really a cool weapon. And the washers are inside like a film canister. Like there was some real excellent thought put into these death wagons. I'm like, these are kind of cool.
I saw that the production said that those were inspired by the cars from Mad Max.
Oh yeah, there was definitely a Mad Max vibe. The teens evade the death carts until they finally get them to crash and burn, finally destroying the Commando Elite. But not all of the Commando Elite, because Chip Hazard floats away down the river like Michael Myers in Halloween 6 or whatever it was, until he happens upon Toy World, where the rest of Joe's delivery of Commando Elite toys ended up. And we see him like hobbling out of the river. He's like missing part of his arm. He's like scarred and half melted. It's pretty horrific. Like this is definitely a movie for older kids. And even this is even the toned down version. Like they said that there was more violence and more like people getting hurt. Also, finally, I think Christy or Alan's house fully blows up.
Really?
In miniature. Yeah, they had to cut it out.
Oh wow, I would love to see that version.
It would be rad to see the version with we're grown ass adult men want to see like, well, I want to see the version with more violence. I want to see somebody get stapled in the eye.
Well, I think that as people who watch this as children, we deserve to get to see the cooler version.
Yeah,
We've done our time.
I'm not a baby. I want to see Chip Hazard with his gangster lean gun out.
Yeah, man.
Don't edit that shit out. I'm a man.
No,
I'm a grown ass man.
I'm a grown man. I'm a grown ass man. I watch toys kill people.
Every time I go to the store with my wife and like there's an action figure that I end up getting, I always look her right in the eye when I put it in the cart and I say, I'm a grown ass man. I'm a grown ass man.
I say it to my wife sometimes too as a joke. That's funny.
So funny. She's like, you're an idiot. You love me. Like, yeah, unfortunately. Christy's dad is a total jerk here, and he just pops off at everybody until Alan's dad, our Timu Jason Alexander, finally just hauls off and decks him in the face. And they argue about whether or not to trust the Gorgonites' word that they're the good guys because they're like, I'm not going to trust a toy. Like, it's fucking person talking to you. It has feelings, obviously. Mayhem, action, and terror happens as Chip Hazard rolls up with more death carts and a full army of recently woken up commandos. Again, a through line in Joe Dante's movies, apparently, moms are badasses.
Hell yeah,
Because
dude.
Alan's mom's a badass. Billy Penzer's mom is a badass in Gremlins. She's decking these toys with frying pans. She's like hosing somebody down. I think this is the point when one of the death wagons has those corncob holders on it, and Alan literally gets shot up the leg with the corncob holders, like pretty brutally. Like it's a violent spot, you know? Like,
Yeah,
oh
yeah.
god, this is some deathmatch shit. Poor kid. There's nail gun artillery, bombs, flamethrowers, extra danger, flaming projectiles. But amid all this danger, Irwin and Larry shows up and tells everyone that the EMP can fry the chips. So the crew split up to get a big EMP going. And the Gorgonites are finally convinced by Alan that even though they are programmed to lose the battle, they can still fight and stand up for themselves. Alan has to get the cable unplugged from the transformer on top of the electric pole, which is super dangerous, by the way. But Chip Hazard is airborne in what looks like the G.I. Joe, Cobra copter. But
Yeah.
it's like made out of something else. It probably, if we're paying very close attention, which I probably should have paid more attention, but it was 3:00 in the morning at this point. I was falling asleep. It probably maybe has butter knife rotor blades, and it's cobbled together from a bunch of stuff. It's probably a mixer, I would imagine.
I think it
We're
was
going-
I think the main frame was Tinker Toys.
Oh my god! I just
Yeah.
I love the cobbled together, and because we've talked about this before, and I've talked about this on the podcast I do with my sister, The Escapist Room. I like small things interacting in a big world. I
Yeah.
think that's a very interesting idea, and there's stuff you can do with it. And I absolutely love seeing what they built out of these like household items. Chip Hazard is airborne, but he gets shot down amidst all this confusion. And finally, he confronts Archer, and they have a battle. There's a big spot where Christy shows up with a lawnmower, and she just lawn mows all these Commando elites just into
Hell yeah.
shreds. And finally, Chip Hazard drops Archer off of the power pole where Alan is, all the way to the ground, which even for a toy that would probably break, I think it did break his back, maybe. I think they had to fix him or his legs came off or something. And he's having this like nightmarish attack on Alan, and he's all melted and he's like full psycho mode. At which time, Alan has to complete the circuit to make sure that the EMP works. And the
Yeah.
only way that the Gorgonites can survive the EMP is to hide under Christie's dad's fancy satellite dish, which I thought was very, very cool. So they hide the Gorgonites under the satellite dish, and Alan just grabs whole ass Chip Hazard and sticks him right between the transformer diodes and transformer contacts, and he completes the circuit, and the EMP pops off. And the actual final death of Chip Hazard is pretty nightmarish. If I would have seen this as a small child, I would have been like probably crying because like he's melting and like thrashing around and catching on fire. It's pretty cool.
Very reminiscent of the death of Mohawk and Stripe in the Gremlins movies, where they just like melt and you see like the skeleton and it's just goopy and it's like yeah,
Stripe is the villain from the first Gremlin, right?
I believe so. Mohawk's the second one.
The Gorgonites are safe in their cave beneath the satellite dish. The Commando Elite all finally are defeated. Christie's dad is hiding in a closet because he's a giant baby, and all his fancy techno gadgets have been nuked by the EMP.
Haha.
Suddenly, helicopter blades happen in the distance, and Gil Mars is here to just smooth everything over with very, very large checks, and everybody just kind of forgets about the problem. And as he's just handing out these extremely large checks to take care of everybody's property and
America.
not their well-being, just their money, um, Gil Mars offhandedly says, "Let's try to sell these toys to the army." Like he's like, "Oh, we got to take these to this defense department. They'll probably want them." Which was like, what are they gonna do? Just send like these miniature 8-inch commandos in to go like do coups in jungle countries? Because that's what the U.S. military does: is it overthrows countries and installs imperialistic like puppet rulers and stuff.
Yeah, it's too real, Zach. It's too real.
And finally, as the denouement of the movie, we're at the riverbank because Alan told Archer earlier in the film, "I don't know what's beyond our town. Like I don't know where your picture because I believe the picture that Irwin used was of a national park. It was just a stock photo of a national park. And they're
Mhm.
like, this is our home." And he's like, "Well, I don't know how to get you to your home." But Alan has the giant sailing ship replica, and he puts all the Gorgonites on the sailing ship replica and puts them in the river, and they sail off to go find their home of Gorgon. And Alan and Christy are sweethearts now or something.
Hell
And that's our
yeah.
film.
Bum, bum, bum.
Credits roll, and we do get the title card that says "In Memory of Phil Hartman." But yeah, that's our
Yeah.
movie.
And do you remember the song that played over the end credits?
I do not, because I think I was falling off the bed in exhaustion. Why is that? Why is that the end of Small Soldiers?
It's not. I was just kidding.
Oh, okay.
I just wanted to play that song.
What song was it?
It's Invisible Touch by Genesis, brother.
Oh, I know what that song is. What was the song
Oh,
actually playing at the end of the movie?
my wife hates when I do that. I don't remember. I think it probably was War
Oh yeah,
by
probably.
Low Ride. Wow,
Good
yeah.
God, y'all! What is it good? Absolutely not.
Between that and Rush Hour 2, that movie, that song had a resurgence in the early 2000s, man.
Say it, say it, say it, say it.
So, our final thoughts on this film. What do you think, sir?
Oh, I fucking love this. It was great. You got your puppets, you got your toys, you got your action figures. You have action, danger, like pretty actual dangerous danger. People are getting shot up with like spiky things, and
Mm-hmm.
they made it look like there was real peril there for your characters. Again, action figures and toys. I fucking love that shit because I'm a man child. Yeah,
Nah,
I
I
mean,
feel that, man.
I I don't I don't know. I definitely would not encourage a kid under, I'd probably discourage a kid maybe under 10 or
Yeah.
12 from seeing this movie. But like, because there is some like horrific imagery, like the Gwendy doll animation sequence is pretty grisly. They look pretty scary.
Yeah,
So
it's pretty
like,
rough.
but yeah, I mean, it's just it's a little violent. But like, if you actually talk to your children and discuss with them, like shooting people with, you know, MacGyvered weapons is not okay.
Right.
They're gonna understand that like those are the bad guys. This is not anything to be aspirational. It's not anything to look up to. Like these are clearly villains.
Hmm.
Encourage your kids to think critically and talk critically, even at a child level. You can understand these are our antagonists and these are our protagonists. And sometimes even though you think you're going to lose, you're going to lose, you have to stand up and help people that need help.
Right.
And I think that's a good message, couched in a fun adventure and a fairly dangerous danger. I kind of really did like the amount of peril that they were in at the end of the movie. How about you?
Absolutely. I love this movie. I liked it when I was a kid due to the puppetry and stuff, but now that as an adult, I enjoy it way more. I like you see the themes more and you get a lot more of the jokes. You appreciate more of like the filmmaking behind it and things like that. I love Joe Dante. I think he's an incredible filmmaker. He made one of my most favorite underrated movies of all time, which is Looney Tunes Back in Action.
Dude, yeah,
Dude,
that's
I
wild that that's a Joe Dante.
yeah, I fucking love that movie. I literally have gotten into like screaming matches about that movie because of how good it is. Steve Martin as the villain in that, so underrated. Brendan Fraser,
The
so
phrase is in
underrated.
that movie.
Dude, it's
Yeah, dude.
so good. But yeah, no, I love this movie. I think it's
I
funny.
did not know that was a Joe Dante. Wow.
Mhm. I
Also, I would like to note that the Looney Tunes Back in Action tie-in video game that was released on GameCube and PS2 is
PS2.
actually a pretty decent like platformer, like 3D platformer adventure.
Oh, I'm about to look that up because my son least recently said to me, it sucks that there's no Looney Tunes games.
Also, if you're looking for a Looney Tunes game, Taz Wanted for the GameCube. I don't know if it came out on PS2, but I'm sure there's an emulator version
Emulators,
of it.
yeah,
Yeah.
I have a bunch of emulators. I'll figure that shit out for sure.
But
Because
like
there is,
that one's fun. Looney Tunes Back in Action is fun. There's another couple Looney Tunes game.
they came out with
Daffy.
one recently where it's like a sports one, but it's like, eh. So
There, I think there might be a Duck Dodgers game.
I think you're right. That sounds familiar for like the Sega or something.
I think so. Yeah.
That sounds familiar. All right, but
But that Looney Tunes Back in Action is actually pretty very serviceable as a
yeah,
3D platformer. Just like the don't tell anybody this, but the Wallace and Gromit Curse of the Were Rabbit game is a really, really decent 3D platformer. The controls are
hell
kind of
yeah.
meh, but like that's like my wheelhouse of video games. Only like 3D adventure games. Yeah, well, like this is a fun ass movie, dude. I
Hell
think
yeah,
this got a
man.
video game adaptation as well.
It probably did. I know of the toys and shit for sure. I'm actually gonna look actively start looking for the toys from
Yeah,
this because if I could own the ones from this one, if I could just get the Gorgonites, that'd be dope. But I would be cool to have all of them. But I agree with you on older kids getting to watch this. I think I'd probably watch this with my 9-year-old. I think maybe he's a little
yeah. I mean,
sensitive. He's a little sensitive. Maybe the Gwendays would freak him out a little bit, so I might wait a
Wendy's
little bit
creepy
more.
as fuck. But like there, I don't see anything morally objectionable. There's nothing like spiritually weird in this movie. And if you honestly think that the Gorgonites are here to normalize the appearance of evil, so the Hollywood can make your kids think Satan is okay, that's just paranoid delusion. You know what I mean? It's
Yeah,
weird. It's
you
fucking
need to
weird.
you need to talk to somebody, my friend. Are you looking at the toys?
Yeah. They're not too stinking bad actually. That's a pretty decent figure.
I found the 12-inch Beetleborgs I was talking about. They're like 200 fucking dollars new.
Oh yeah, I mean anything that's gonna be. Send me a link because I want to see what they look like. But like this Slam Fist looks like a pretty good figure. Chip Hazard's decent. Like these are okay figures. I mean, they don't look as cool as they did in the movie, obviously, because they're not film quality
Right.
toys. But like it's an okay action figure.
Yeah,
There's
the
a
the
there's a
turnover of movie to toy isn't as good as Toy Story. Like, there's never been a better adaptation of like to movie to toy than there has been of Toy Story, I feel.
Yeah, there's a pretty cool Archer that doesn't have his accessories for like $20.
No way,
Yeah, that's not too bad at all. It's a 6 inch
dude.
scale, so it's not as large as the movie figure, but um,
I gotta get
there's
that movie scale size.
there's actually a Flatchu figure, which I didn't know was one of the Gorgonites. I thought that was just a guy from their other toy line, but this thing
Oh,
inbox
really? He's a Gorgonite?
Flatchu and knew it. Yeah,
The red one?
yeah. They must have included it because they had a 3D rendering. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
From previously. There's a $119 Insaniac Min on card, which that's not Min on card because there's a bend in the card. But here's a 12-inch sized Chip Hazard for $300, mint in box.
Wow.
crazy. I want to see what this thing is. But like, that's not a bad action figure. Like, if you're willing to get them open and loose and maybe a little bit scratched up, like that's a cool figure, dude. I think I'd pay $140 for that.
Yeah, these are really
If I
rad.
ever had any money to spend on any toys, which I never do.
They should-
red ass action figures.
So it's 2026 and almost, which means we're 2 years away from the 30th anniversary of this, right?
Mm-hmm.
So like, hopefully they'll do something big.
Maybe. And I mean, they've been re-releasing all kinds of 90s toys on the collector's
I'm
market.
saying, man.
The Street Sharks with extra articulation and stuff.
When they
Micro Mice from Mars came back out.
Yeah, I just saw those. When they redid when they re-released when Funko did the re-release of Turbo Man for Jingle All the Way, that was one of the coolest reproductions I've ever seen because they made it look just like the movie version, like even the box. So here's to hoping that Funko does something like that. You know what I mean?
Sure.
That'd be
That'd be
fucking
cool.
rad, man.
Or
But-
yeah, you're a Super 7 or somebody. Who knows?
But to wrap it all up, I think that it was fucking stupid that people would keep this movie away from people just because of Christian overtones.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Actually, I think toys might be dying because like the government put all those tariffs on everything, and all toys are manufactured overseas. Like there's nothing produced here. So
Well,
like,
I'm glad you said that because it did remind me that recently my youngest for his birthday got some money and stuff for his birthday to go get his own toys from family members and stuff.
Mhm.
And instead of like blowing it on a bunch of random things, he actually like got some really cool toys, which he hasn't done in a while.
Mhm.
And he's just been playing with them, and it's been such an awesome thing to see. Just like kids playing with their toys. It's just
Yeah.
so fucking awesome, dude. It's so rad to see them use their imagination and stuff. So hopefully shit changes where that goes away and stuff because kids need their toys, man.
Mhm.
And I know that sounds like a first world thing to say, but
I mean, toys be damned, right? Like a cool stick can look like a sword. You know what I mean?
absolutely. Yeah.
A neato looking rock can be anything your imagination can. Kids need imagination.
There you
You know what I
go.
mean?
That's what I meant to say.
Toys help that imagination. Going outside helps that imagination. Kids need wonder to
Yes.
be able to innovate and think of things and solve problems. Because without wonder, you don't have creativity at all.
Absolutely. Thank you. That's what I was trying to say, but I got stuck in my words.
The words get stuck in my throat. Or the gargantuas for all you weird Godzilla kids out there. So if you like what you heard, we are actually going to be back next week, which is wild to me because we're actually going to be having a decent recording schedule coming up. And you can join us for our next episode, which is going to be what movie, Donovan? You're on the spot. Choose a movie right now. God damn
Oh,
it. You got
fuck.
five. Count of five. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 1/4.
Who Framed
4
Roger Rabbit?
Okay. We're going to watch Who Framed Roger Rabbit for next week, and we are going to talk about how gross the depiction of Jessica Rabbit's body is. Jesus Christ.
But how wonderful Bob Hoskins is.
Bob Hoskins, man. Yeah. Christopher Lloyd is there. So join us next week for Who Framed Roger Rabbit. Leave us a review on Apple Podcasts because it actually does help. We won't need people to hear us. Share us with your friends, I guess, if you like the idea and the concept, if you thought we were fun to listen to. And we are at Jesus.stole on Instagram. And as always, listen to more ska.
And don't let Jesus steal anything from you. Get that shit back.
You're crying out for a breath of air. You need a cure, but the shelves are bare. Look in the mirror, there's no one there. You're nowhere, you're nowhere. A fear and panic spreading all around. A sickness comes and engulfs the town. You're feeling hungry, you're feeling